What's up guys, this is Merc Music, and I'm going to be talking to you guys today about how we can make Infected an online game mode for the community playlists. As of now, currently on February 2nd, the only community playlist game mode available to play is Drop Zone. And, you know, I still love Drop Zone. I'm not really tired of it yet. However, we can do better. We can add more and we can increase the game's lifespan. We can increase the playability and ultimately have a lot more fun by doing so. This is only a private match alternate mode, and I believe it can be made an online game mode with a few tweaks. So let's get into this. Infinity Ward basically has two main issues with making this an online game mode. The two biggest problems at hand are player stats and boosting. And I'm going to talk about each and why this is going to affect the game in a bad way. It's gonna be good for the players who want to boost their KDs and win losses. However, that is a problem to them, so they're going to have to work it out. However, I think I have found a very good method to make this an online game mode and make it fair and fun for everyone like it should be. So, as far as it goes for KDR and win-loss, playing this game mode online should not affect either of those things. And there's two reasons why. If you are the player who is trying to knife people, like if you're infected, you're guaranteed to win, because no matter what, unless somebody is hiding under the map or can't be knifed at all, it is completely impossible. You are guaranteed to win as long as you can stab the last person. So this will affect your win-loss and win streak in a very good way. You know, it is a good thing. However, it is not fair. It doesn't fairly represent your actual win streak for playing other, playlists. It's only really for community playlists. So I can see how that's a problem. However, for KD, it kind of goes the same way. If you're like me and you're trying to stay alive, and you stay in a spot where people cannot knife you from below and there's only one entryway to get to you, that can affect your KD. You know, you'll get a really high kill streak, and it doesn't really represent player skill. It doesn't represent fair stats. So I see where they're coming from with that. So, disable win-losses and KDs or whatever being affected by this. It's that simple. However, when it comes to score, I believe we can come to a compromise. If you get randomized weapons, if they decide to make it so that you have to use randomized weapons for this game mode, then this should not affect your gun challenges, and it shouldn't affect your regular challenges either. You should just be willing to play this one for fun, and I think that's a good compromise. Now, as far as it goes for regular score, just playing and getting kills, I believe that there should be a score cap, and whether that's 5,000, 10,000, maybe even just 2,500, so that way players aren't as willing to boost in this hopefully future online game mode. Make a score cap. Make it so that way you can only get a certain amount of XP for playing. After a while, you should just shoot people, and you shouldn't see plus 100. It should just be, getting kills, trying to make the game last longer. It shouldn't be about all this score and all this XP and things like that. Make it more fun by subtracting those things. And I think that's a good compromise. I think it's a good way to make this game mode online. However, here's where things get tricky. Choosing the strike package that you get, the perks, the weapons, that's going to be tough. And, I will say that is going to be very difficult, and how they're going to work that out if they plan on making this an online game mode, I'm not 100% sure. However, I believe I had something to contribute by saying how they can make a compromise with player stats and boosting, because player stats, they will not be ruined if you disable the KD and win-loss being able to get, shot up very easily by getting kills and things like that. However, for boosting, just make a score cap and players are going to be less likely to boost. Ultimately, making this an online game mode is just going to make it more playable and more fun for people who want to play it online and get more players in the lobby. So those are my thoughts. So that's basically it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Drop a like if you enjoyed it, and that's it. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter for all of my YouTube channel updates and open lobby posts as well. Become a fan of Merc Music on Facebook by clicking the link in the description below. If you haven't already, feel free to subscribe to the channel for future videos that I will be releasing. And as always, guys, don't forget to check out the previous video by clicking the annotation on the screen or checking out the video response below. Thanks, guys.